What happens when warriors and mountains unite? High in the highlands of Michoacán, the Tarascan Empire carved out a legacy of resilience and defiance. At their peak in the 15th and 16th centuries, the Tarascans resisted the mighty Aztecs, standing unyielding in their fortified highland realm. Nestled in a land of steep ridges and deep valleys, the Tarascans transformed their challenging environment into their greatest weapon. Their mastery of metallurgy allowed them to create copper tools and weapons, outmatching the stone and obsidian of their rivals. Yet their true strength lay in their strategies and their unbreakable connection to the land. How could a smaller empire not only survive but thrive in the shadow of powerful neighbors? Their story is one of innovation, adaptability, and a relentless will to endure. Let us uncover the secrets of the Tarascan warriors and the land they called home. The Tarascan warrior was not a conqueror, but a defender. In a society built on unity and survival, warriors represented the strength of the highlands and the protection of their people. Unlike the Aztec jaguar warriors, whose battles were tied to ritual and conquest, the Tarascans fought solely to preserve their land and culture. Though warriors were highly respected, they were part of a balanced society that relied equally on farmers, artisans, and priests. Together they supported an empire that valued preservation over expansion. Each battle they fought was driven by the unyielding need to protect their way of life, not for glory, but for survival. In this ethos we see the strength of the Tarascans. They did not seek domination, but endurance. This quiet resolve became the foundation of their strength. Training for a Tarascan warrior began with the land itself. From an early age, they learned to navigate the steep ridges, narrow passes, and dense forests of the highlands. Exercises honed their instincts, teaching them to move silently and strike with precision in even the most treacherous conditions. Weapons training was rigorous. The Tlahuitoli, their bow, allowed warriors to attack with deadly accuracy from the heights. Copper-tipped arrows pierced enemy armor with ease. The tlustapili, a versatile spear, was equally effective in close combat, durable enough for prolonged battles in harsh conditions, but their greatest strength lay in adaptability. Warriors were taught to read the land like a map, using every ridge and tree to their advantage. Their tactics relied on ambushes, natural barriers, and swift retreats. This training turned Tarascan warriors into masters of survival, capable of controlling the battlefield on their terms. In a world dominated by stone and obsidian, the Tarascans' use of copper set them apart. Their Tlahuitoli bows fired copper-tipped arrows capable of piercing armor, giving them an edge over rivals. The tlustapili, with its durable copper blade, was both versatile and lethal in close combat. Their shields, made of copper and wood, reflected sunlight to disorient enemies, showing how even defensive tools were crafted with ingenuity. The Tarascans' access to abundant copper deposits and their advanced metallurgical skills allowed them to create weapons that outperformed their rivals' tools, giving them a critical advantage. While copper could not rival European steel during the Spanish conquest, it ensured the Tarascans' dominance in the centuries before. Their weapons were a testament to their ability to turn local resources into tools of survival. For the Tarascans, the highlands were both home and weapon. Steep cliffs, narrow passes, and dense forests became extensions of their defenses. Every ravine, ridge, and river was incorporated into their strategies, ensuring that invading forces faced an uphill battle, both literally and figuratively. Ambushes were key to their tactics. Hidden warriors struck swiftly, using the terrain to neutralize larger armies. Choke points turned narrow mountain passes into traps, while defensive walls, seamlessly blended into the landscape, protected vital routes. Their control over rivers allowed them to isolate enemies, cutting off supplies and forcing them into vulnerable positions. By shaping the battlefield, the Tarascans ensured that they dictated the terms of every engagement. This deep understanding of their environment made them nearly impossible to defeat in their highland stronghold. Compared to their rivals, the Tarascans stood out for their pragmatism and adaptability. The Aztec jaguar warriors fought for ritualistic glory, capturing prisoners for sacrifice, but this focus often made them predictable in combat. Tarascan warriors, in contrast, focused on survival and defense, crafting strategies that prioritized preservation over spectacle. The Incas shared the Tarascans' familiarity with mountainous terrain but relied on extensive road systems for troop movements. The Tarascans lacked such infrastructure but compensated with intimate knowledge of their land, using hidden paths and natural barriers to outmaneuver their foes. Even the disciplined Spartans, renowned for their rigid formations and field combat, could not match the Tarascans' ability to thrive in chaotic, unpredictable conditions. The Tarascans turned every disadvantage, smaller numbers, lack of infrastructure, into an advantage through ingenuity and precision. The Tarascan warriors' story did not end with the fall of their empire. When the Spanish arrived, the Tarascans negotiated alliances instead of succumbing to outright conquest, ensuring their culture endured. This diplomacy reflected their strategic mindset, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Today, the Purepecha people carry forward their ancestors' legacy. Their language, crafts, and traditions remain vibrant in Michoacán, with copper artisanship, a skill that once armed their warriors, still thriving. The Tarascans' legacy is one of resilience and resourcefulness. They remind us that survival is not just about strength, but about adaptability, unity, and the will to protect what matters most.